Hello, I'm Heather.
And I'm Ryan.
Welcome to the podcast. It's game night, it's sibling rivalry, it's a walk down memory lane, but most importantly, it's politics free.
Guaranteed.
Welcome to round 9 of Trial by Trolley. Real quick, the game instructions are the same for every episode of this game. If you're following along or this is not your first Trial by Trolley episode, skip ahead about 2.5 minutes if you don't want to listen to the whole thing again. Here's how it works. We have a set of cards. On each one is either an innocent or a guilty party. For example, on a guilty card, we might see a bunch of mafia thugs. And on an innocent card, we might see the world's greatest physicist. Now, imagine we are conducting a trolley and we're coming up to a split track. We can't stop the trolley. We have to switch it onto one of the tracks, but there is someone or something tied to each track. No matter which way we go, we are going to kill someone or destroy something. At first glance, the choice may seem simple. Using our example above, it would be easy for us to say, run over the mafia thugs and save the physicist. But there's a catch. And this is where we bring in the modifier cards. The modifier cards contain handy statements such as, killing them will release the 13 kids they have trapped in their basement, and would literally give you the shirt off their back. Now, if the world's greatest physicist has 13 kids trapped in their basement, and the mafia thugs would literally give you the shirt off their back, maybe the choice is no longer quite so clear. So here's what we're going to do. First, I'll read Ryan his cards, letting him know who or what is tied to each of the tracks, and he'll have to explain to me who he saves and doesn't save and why. Then we'll throw in the modifier cards and see if that doesn't change his mind at all. Then we'll switch it around and it'll be my turn. The scoring is entirely subjective. We can choose to reward or not reward each other however many points we want, and the other person just has to suck it up. Whoever scores the most points wins the ever-coveted Gloating Rights trophy.
Until we play again.
It should be noted that we are playing a modified version of this game because the correctly played version was too difficult for me to translate into podcast form. Also, once again, the game is called Trial by Trolley. It is sold by Skybound Games and is available at store.skybound.com. Link in the show notes. They are not a sponsor. The current running score is Ryan, 8 million, Heather, 8,500,000. Ryan,
Woo!
Are you ready for your cards?
I am ready.
Fantastic. On track number 1, a philosopher who will one day bring peace to the world. On track number 2, a rare and beautiful flower that contains the cure to cancer and AIDS. Who do you save and why?
Well, I'm going to run over the flower. And here's why. While the flower contains a cure to cancer and AIDS, I think that the world would be far better off if everybody got along, and I would be willing to bet that if there was world peace, we'd be able to find solutions to a lot of problems fairly easily. And we'll probably find the cure to cancer and AIDS along the way. Bam.
I think you have a really good point there. And I would like to add that I thank you for not giving any specific examples. Now,
you're welcome.
Yes.
But how would I feel when you add the modifier cards?
Well, Ryan, let's find out. On track number 1, a philosopher who will one day bring peace to the world will one day save the world. Nope, that's a politically charged modifier card. We're going to go to the next one.
What was it?
Okay, insert beep.
Oh.
All right, let's try this again. On track number 1, a philosopher who will one day bring peace to the world is spreading really nasty rumors about you. Kind of makes you wonder how he's going to bring peace to the world. On track number 2, a rare and beautiful flower that contains the cure to cancer and AIDS. Their death will cause a chain of events that leads to nuclear war.
Wow, this kind of puts us in a, what's the word I'm looking for here? Don't tell me. It's on the tip of my tongue. Not a conundrum. Is it a catch-22? It's not really a catch-22. I mean, I guess kind of a catch-22.
A vicious circle?
No, what is it like when you go back in time and you get caught in a time loop?
Uh-huh.
What's that called?
Science fiction.
Heather, I hate you. All right, listen. If I run over the philosopher, okay, world peace won't come, but we find the cure to cancer and AIDS. But if I run over the flower, we'll get world peace, but probably after nuclear wars happened?
That would seem to be how things would play out. So what's left after a nuclear war?
Right. Are there enough people left after nuclear war? You know what? No, because then you got to worry about fallout. And so then in this case, I'm going to run over the philosopher because only good things can happen with a beautiful flower that contains the cure to cancer and AIDS. We'll just have to deal with. And it's nothing personal. It's nothing personal against the philosopher who is spreading nasty rumors about me. Swear to God, I'm not running over him for that reason, that rat bastard. But ultimately, I think nuclear war would be very bad. So I'll go with the philosopher.
You know what, Ryan? It's a tough call. I'm just going to say I agree with your answer. And I am going to award you 999,500 points.
Oddly specific, Heather.
Well, Ryan, I'm trying to get us up to even millions if you really want to know. All right, here's your second card. On track number 1, an evil witch that steals and eats children. On track number 2, a mean poop-throwing monkey. Who do you save and why?
Well, I'm saving the monkey because all he's doing is throwing poop. Doesn't mean he's throwing it at people all the time.
True.
And that evil witch isn't going to be eating children no mo.
Ryan, I agree entirely with your answer. But what happens when we add
the modifier cards?
Modifier cards. On track number 1, an evil witch that steals and eats children killed a lot of people back in the 90s. Well, she's just killing everyone.
Probably children back in the 90s, if we're being real.
Yeah, and other people too, apparently. On track number 2, a mean poop-throwing monkey definitely peaked in high school. This monkey went to high school, Ryan.
That poor monkey. I'm still going to run over the witch because not only am I going to save lives, but I'll be punishing her for all the children and people she's killed and eaten.
Excellent choice. I have to say I agree with you. Ryan, 1 million points for your answer.
Wow, Heather, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Ryan, here's your third and final set of cards for this round. On track number 1, a friendly dragon that will let you ride it. On track number 2, a grumpy old dragon sitting on a hoard of treasure. Who do you save and why?
Well, this one's pretty obvious. I'm running over the grumpy old dragon because not only do I get to ride the other dragon, but I get his hoard of treasure.
It seems pretty clear-cut. But Ryan, what happens when we add the modifier cards? If anybody's getting annoyed by this running joke, just let us know. On track number 1, a friendly dragon that will let you ride it will let you have their yacht if you don't kill them.
Sweet. This is already looking even better.
I know. On track number 2, a grumpy old dragon sitting on a hoard of treasure. You've always had a crush on them.
Wow.
You've got a crush. Listen, understand. You have a huge crush on this grumpy old dragon. Huge crush. Try to get in the mindset.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
All right. Think like donkey. Think like donkey. Thinking like donkey. Yeah, I'm running over the dragon.
Which one?
The grumpy old dragon.
Okay.
Listen, I don't care if I have a crush on that dragon. God, I sound like an asshole.
I just feel sorry for anyone you've ever had a crush on. Please continue.
No, listen. I'm being realistic. I can have a crush on a dragon, but that doesn't mean anything's going to come of it. It's not like I'm going to be able to have a relationship with this dragon. I'm realistic. I can have a crush on this dragon and be like, you know what? I have a crush on this dragon, but I'm never going to be able to be with the dragon. So I might as well kill it, take its treasure, get a dragon ride, and get a fucking yacht.
You sounded like a serial killer. You're like, I'm not going to be able to be with him, so I might as well kill him. The logic is astounding. Ryan, 1 million points.
Woohoo!
All right, now that brings your it brings your total for the round to 2,999,500 points. Let me enter that in really quick.
How many points do I have?
If I did this correctly, you should have an 11 million. You should have 11 million.
And what are you at?
Oh no, I'm at 8,500,000. Shit, I thought you were at 8,500,000. I just fucked myself again with math. God damn it, Heather. God, pay attention. What an idiot.
Love it.
So you have 10,999,500 running points right now because I'm an asshole. God.
I love it. Okay. All right, Heather, are you ready for your cards?
I'm ready, Ryan.
On track number 1, your entire family.
Interesting.
On track number 2, a raccoon with rabies heading towards a playground.
Well, I tell you what, Ryan.
Who do you save and why?
I'm going to assume that this raccoon with rabies is heading toward an empty playground in the dead of winter.
No,
there's nobody
it's implied that there's children on that playground.
Oh, excuse me. You get to make up your shit when you have your answers, so I'm going to do it on my answer.
And you're like, no, that's not how it works in this universe. You have to assume the worst, Ryan. Yeah.
That doesn't stop you from arguing with it all the time. Fine. I'm still running over the raccoon. Oh, I'm running over the raccoon. That's such an easy choice.
I thought you were going to say I'm still running over my family.
I do not think these things through. God, I didn't even need to talk about it. I'm going to run over a raccoon with rabies, save a bunch of kids on the playground from getting rabies, and my whole family will still be alive. It's great. I love it. Oh, swear to God, if we ever do these ones like in the morning right after I've had a coffee, it's going to be so much better.
Oh,
but for now,
fantastic.
everyone gets to deal with my stupidity.
All right, Heather. But how would you feel?
Not fair cards. So, on track number 1, your entire family just punched you in the face. Ouch. God. I'm probably hospitalized. On track number 2, a raccoon with rabies heading toward a playground just stole your life savings. The raccoon gets it. The raccoon dies. Screw you, raccoon. Even though raccoons are super cute.
Well done, Heather.
Thank you.
For that, I am awarding you 5 million points.
5 million. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Heather.
Yeah.
On track number 1, a heroic time-traveling alien who wants to take you on an epic adventure.
Nice.
On track number 2, your dad. Who do you save and why, Heather?
Well, Ryan, the answer is clear. Although, like, if I run over the alien, what if his alien nation is like...
His
what
alienation?
The hell? His alien nation. I couldn't think of the word. His alien confederacy. You know, his alien planet. All his alien friends and the army of his alien place are like, oh my God, You killed our brother. Prepare to die. And then they just descend on Earth, killing everyone.
Yes.
That could happen. I'm not sure I want to go with a time-traveling alien anywhere. Is there going to be anal probing? These are all things I don't know.
Heather, it's a heroic time-traveling alien, so I doubt there will be any anal probing happening with this alien.
Just because somebody's heroic doesn't mean they're not into anal probing, Ryan. Anyways, I love my dad, and I'm going to save my dad. It's purely emotionally motivated. Because I'm not going to enjoy a heroic time-traveling epic adventure if I just killed my dad with a trolley. I'm going to be miserable through the whole thing.
But couldn't you go back in time with the heroic time-traveling alien and be like, Dad, don't be on the track at such and such date at such and such time.
Oh my God. Ryan, you consistently prove that you're smarter than me in all ways. I am going to run my dad over.
Oh my God, Heather, I can't believe you'd run Dad over. God, you are the worst.
I really don't think Mom and Dad have listened to this in a while. I'm safe. Don't tell him.
Fantastic. Heather, modifier cards.
Damn it, you took all the fun out of it. On track number 1, a heroic time-traveling alien who wants to take you on an epic adventure has always secretly hated you. On track number 2, your dad, is on their way to commit suicide. That got dark. Good God. We finally drove him to it, Ryan. We finally drove him to it.
Oh my God, you can't commit suicide. I'm going to kill you.
I know. Well, you know what? Tell you what. I'm going to hit the time-traveling alien because he hates me.
Oh, there's definitely going to be anal probing if he hates you.
Yeah. So I'm not going with him. But then I can jump over after I kill the alien and I can be like, Dad, don't do it. And like stop him from whatever his plan is there. Oh, well, no, I've already saved him because he's trying to commit suicide by trolley track.
No, he's on his way. He's on his way to do it.
Right. But if you're on the trolley track and you're intending to commit suicide, aren't you just waiting to get hit by something and die?
Not in this universe,
okay.
Heather. So you're jumping out of the trolley to go save him.
Okay.
That's how this story plays out.
Perfect. I love it. And thank you for all of my answers.
You're welcome. Heather, for that, I'm giving you 10 million points.
10 million. Great. Let's just do the last card. It's not rewarding. I'll just say it again.
Heather.
All right. Hit me.
On track number 1, a horde of zombies running towards you. On track number 2, a timeshare salesman with some really enticing offers. Who do you save and why?
Well, Ryan, as much as I am not interested in getting involved with a timeshare, I will save the timeshare salesman and run over the horde of zombies because I feel like if I let the horde of zombies go, they attack me, I become a zombie, then they start attacking other people become zombies, and then it's World War Z. And
the next thing you know, we got timeshare salesman zombies with really enticing offers when the world just becomes zombies.
That would be even worse than a regular timeshare salesman with some really enticing offers.
But Heather, what about
the modifier cards? Ooh, okay, I like that. The modifier
cards?
I don't know, Ryan. Let's find out. On track number 1, a horde of zombies running toward you is suffering from chronic depression. No kidding. On track number 2, a timeshare salesman with some really enticing offers will win the lottery tomorrow. And he might just give you some of it. He might give me some of it if I don't run him over with my trolley and save him from a horde of zombies. I like where this is going. I still run over the zombies.
Well done, Heather. And for that, I will award you $975,231,331
I'm going to kill you so hard.
points.
Great, Ryan. So, my score for this round, calculator, my total score for this episode, you flaming asshole, is 990,257,231 points. Bringing my running total to 998,257,731 points. I won the round, which is meaningless, and I'm winning the game, equally meaningless.
Heather, I am so proud of you. Well done. You're doing such a great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my God. Okay, let's do the stories because I'm done. I'm done with all the math. It was so much math. I had to edit it out. So much blank space and idiotic space. Here we go.
Story time.
It's story time. Now, I actually did get a belated answer to a question I asked. I think it was last week's or the week before episode. I can't remember. Where we did the first responders answering stupid calls, right? The question I had asked was, firefighter. What is the dumbest call you've responded to? Meant to write firefighters and just left it singular.
And only one firefighter responded appropriately.
One firefighter.
One firefighter
responded from federal _duty _9004. In answer to what was the dumbest call you've responded to? Change the channel on their TV. Just really wish we had a full story there, but that is ridiculous in its own right. Okay. I don't know if this is interesting to anybody else, but I thought, hey, let's get some timeshare stories. So I went and I found the question, who has been to a timeshare presentation and what happened? And I want to start out with this response from Polybius Champion. He says this, by the way, that excited couple in the audience who really like the property and ask all the right questions, they'll be there in every presentation they work for the company. On a serious note, there are people who love the idea of a timeshare and are willing to work the system to get the most value out of the program. I have a friend who has a major branded timeshare and he uses every angle to be able to work the system. He only uses a branded credit card for every purchase to build points. When he travels for work, he only stays in hotels affiliated with the timeshare to build points. He plans his vacations well in advance, sometimes up to 360 days in advance. And he's content to limit the majority of his vacations to that specific catalog of properties. If that is you, go for it. Otherwise, think about it. And I wanted to read that first because I had that thought myself. It's like a lot of people are like, oh, timeshare is a scam. It's ridiculous. But it's like some people, it might work out better for them to do that if they use the system appropriately. But not everybody wants to go through all that hassle. But here are some timeshare presentation stories from people from the wet_bandits. I've been on a couple. The first one, I decided to be nice. I went through the presentation. Then after the 90 minutes, I told them that I didn't think I was interested. They got really mad. The salesperson was like, you wasted 90 minutes of my time. I told them that I just came for the gift and that I thought I had to stay for the full 90 minutes. My gift was that we got to stay at the resort for 3 nights for free. The second one, I told them right away that I had zero interest and that I was only there for the gift. I was out in like 20 minutes. The gift was 50,000 Hilton points.
Ooh.
I would do it again. You feel like a cheap ass doing it. You sound like a cheap ass doing it too.
I don't.
But if it's a rainy day and you have nothing better to do, you might as well. Yeah, but they did waste 90 minutes of his time, to be fair.
No.
He wasted 90 minutes of their time.
I disagree.
Yes.
No. Because I won a free trip one time. And I immediately knew it was a timeshare presentation. It was like I had entered a drawing for something at the county fair. And then I get this phone call like, oh, you want a vacation? It was a trip for a family of 4. And so I was like, I told Rebecca, I was like, oh, this is a timeshare presentation. No doubt. So I call him up, and sure enough, it's a timeshare presentation. I said, am I obligated to buy into your program to get this free trip? They're like, no, we just want you to come for the presentation. You're not obligated to do anything. And I was like, great. And that's what I did. I went to the presentation and I was like, cool, I'm good. So let's get the show on the road so I can go on vacation.
All right, but that's a little different than the situation with this guy.
No, because that's typically how they get you. It's you won a free vacation. And then they rope you into this presentation. You got to sit through 90. Do you remember our trip to Sun River when we were kids and we went rafting with mom and dad?
Vaguely. I remember being very terrified of the whitewater and wanting to get out of the boat and walk the rest of the way and having to be really convinced to get back in the raft. Yes, I remember the Sun Valley fucking rafting trip. Go on.
Well, you know how we got that trip?
I'm going to guess that it was because mom and dad went to a timeshare presentation.
That is exactly how we went on that trip.
For the most traumatic trip of my childhood. Awesome. Glad to know.
That's how they rope you in. That's part of their gimmick. And that's on them. If they're offering that just to sit through a presentation, then that's on them. Of course you're going to get people that are just going to come and waste your fucking time.
I just want to say this. While I get your point, I feel like we're missing part of the story from this guy because they seem to have been under the impression that he was interested. In your case, you just said, I'm not doing it. But do I still get the free thing? Yeah, just listen to the presentation. It just seems a little different.
I don't think so. If you're offering a free gift to sit through a presentation, then that's on them. They got to change the stipulation if they want people to buy something. You get this free trip if you buy something. In which case, I'd be like, all right, I'm not going to sit through your presentation.
Well, fair enough, Ryan. Let's find out what the story is from Stab Face Not Back. I love some of these Reddit names. I promised to go to one because I wanted the extended suite at a cheap rate. Turned out I was really interested. I spoke with the guy at length after the presentation. I was super excited, knowing I could use this multiple times before my kids graduated high school. That's when he gave me the bad news. The building he was selling hadn't even broken ground yet. It would be 2 years before I could use what I was buying into. That meant I would be fully ready to use a timeshare exactly when I didn't need it anymore. So I declined. He was cool about it, and I still got the suite at a bargain rate that week. So that's another thing to maybe ask them. Is the building already in existence?
Mm-hmm.
And then one more from Lavaska. Watch and listen. Decline ASAP. Ask for your goodies. Be prepared for them to send a second or third level person in to get you to sign. Never sign. If you go by yourself, they will be more fierce and high pressure in their approach. So that's if you just want the free shit and you want to get out. Little advice for you.
Mine was, I don't recall mine being high pressure at all. The guy was like dressed up in like his Hawaiian shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, I'm actually getting ready to go on vacation right after this presentation. I'm going to Hawaii. And then goes into, but it was like a full on like presentation to like a large group of people. And they did their presentation. And I'm not going to lie. I mean, it sounded pretty cool, but it was just something I don't have the money for, and I don't go on vacation enough to buy into it. So it would just be a waste of money, but it sounded dope.
Fair enough. Well, folks, that's all we've got for this week. Thanks for listening. I'm going to ask you this week for one thing, and that thing is, if you have not hit the follow or subscribe button in your podcast app, but you've been listening to our episodes,
do it now.
Yes, that's right. What Arnold said. Go ahead and do that so you never miss an episode. And other than that, have a peachy, keen, pleasant, wonderful holiday happy week.
Until we play again.
Gross.
Until we play again.
That's the one.